It is extremely rare to get a chance to sit down for a personal chat with a billionaire and ask him what advice he might have for the rest of us on how to succeed.
But 10 News anchor Kimberly Hunt did just that recently with a man who revolutionized cell phone communications worldwide. She joins us with the words of wisdom from San Diego's own billionaire Irwin Jacobs. Kim.
Fascinating man, Virginia. For Irwin Jacobs, life has not been about fame and fortune. To meet him is to clearly understand that his most treasured asset is his family. But this soft-spoken, professorial man has so much to share about believing in dreams and not giving up when others don't think it can be done. Irwin Jacobs, the co-founder of Qualcomm, the San Diego wireless technology company that's revolutionized cell phone communications worldwide.
The first thing I would advise people is get as much education as you can. You never quite know which direction the world's going in, what might be useful to you.
Jacobs married his college sweetheart, Joan, and taught at MIT and UCSD before turning to business. He sold his first company, Linkabit, but 3 months into retirement, he became intrigued with the idea of digital and wireless technology. Without a product or a business plan, he formed Qualcomm.
I told Joan that we might get up to 100 people if things really went well.
Then an idea struck him on a drive home from LA.
About halfway down, came up with the idea of using CDMA instead of the more traditional technologies, that might help as far as mobile communications.
But all other companies around the world had given up on CDMA, or code division multiple access technology, meaning a device that transmits over multiple frequencies. So Jacobs and his team had to develop a prototype to prove they had worked out the bugs.
So we worked kind of day and night, the usual startup situation.
They offered manufacturers a plan that gave Qualcomm royalties only if the units sold commercially.
And since most of the companies didn't really think that this would really get to a commercial stage, they were willing to take a try at it.
But all of those companies were wrong. CDMA technology became the world's fastest growing communications technology. Qualcomm grew to 23,000 employees, and Jacobs is now number 372 on Forbes' list of the 400 richest Americans, with a net worth estimated at $1.15 billion. But Irwin and his wife still live in the same house they bought in 1968 with a couple of remodels, and Jacobs' humble demeanor makes him appear almost oblivious to his own wealth.
I would probably say the first thing is don't focus on creating wealth. Focus on things that you're interested in doing, that you then can have some passion, be open to new ideas, new opportunities, and then be prepared to work very hard and move forward.
Irwin and Joan Jacobs are renowned for giving back. In 2010 alone, they donated almost $120 million to local causes. Irwin says the greatest satisfaction with having wealth is being able to help others.
So many facets to this man. Kim, what's the one thing you'd say that struck you most about him?
It was really interesting to ask him what advice he would give his own grandchildren. And he told me that he said, be optimistic, find something that you find interesting that's also fun for you, but that will make a difference in the world. And I thought, wow, kind of advice from 1 in a billion grandfather. Just such a kind-hearted man, and Joan as well, but I really appreciated their time, and just the way he approaches life is a good lesson for all of us.
I love that about don't focus on wealth, focus on your passion.
Right, what
and
you
good
love.
things happen.
Yeah. Have
All
fun.
right, Kim.
Thank